Okay, so get this. Today's deep dive, it takes us to a place, it's called Zaman, and get this, ancient empires, they never fell there. They leveled up. You know what I mean?
It's like they skipped right past decline and went straight to innovation.
Exactly. We're talking Islamic and North African civilizations, but with a futuristic twist. Think like high-tech mosques, flying carpets, the works.
What's captivating is that their past isn't some bygone era. It's woven into their present.
Right. So imagine this walking through the streets of, say, Algiers. But instead of skyscrapers, you've got these incredible minarets, right? But here's the thing. They're beaming messages across the city.
It's like a living tapestry of their history, constantly evolving and interacting with their modern lives.
And it's not just the architecture. Even their marketplaces are out of this world. They use smart silk for the stalls, so the fabric itself changes patterns depending on what's being sold.
Wow, so you're walking through a spice market, and the very air seems infused with cinnamon and saffron.
Exactly. Imagine that. Like the silk itself transforms to reflect the goods.
It's a feast for the senses. And it really makes our digital displays seem so flat, doesn't it?
Totally. But we're just scratching the surface here. Let's talk about their buildings for a second. They use these incredible materials. Carved marble, transparent metals, all lit from within. And get this, when you touch them, messages in Arabic script just appear.
Wait, really? Like embedded within the walls themselves?
Yeah, it's like their history is literally at their fingertips.
I'm picturing buildings that are constantly changing, revealing layers of stories, poems, secrets.
It'd be a nightmare to renovate though, right? But that's Zaman for you. And it's not just the buildings. Their clothing also blends the traditional with the high-tech.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the things that fascinates me most about Zaman. It's like they've found this perfect harmony between honoring their heritage and embracing progress.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're looking to the future without turning their backs on their past, which is, I think, a really powerful idea,
Absolutely. It challenges our preconceived notions about technology and tradition. They don't have to be mutually exclusive.
Exactly. Like, picture this. You've got these flowing robes, right? Very traditional, but woven with these fibers that can project, like family emblems, maybe even generate energy shields.
It really makes you think about how we define wearable tech. In Zaman, it's not just about functionality, it's an art form.
Totally. And it gets even cooler when we start talking about their tools. They've taken ancient instruments and given them a serious 21st century upgrade. Take the astrolabe, for example. We use it for basic navigation, right?
Right. It's a pretty simple instrument by today's standards.
Exactly. But in Zaman, it's this holographic device mapping out trade routes for, get this, flying caravans.
Flying caravans. That's amazing.
Yeah.
They've taken the romanticism of the Silk Road and launched it into the stratosphere.
I know, right? It's like they took one look at our GPS systems and said, we can do better, and they did. But that's just the beginning. And speaking of awesome tech, we got to talk about the great library of Al-M.
Ah, yes. The heart of Zaman's intellectual life.
It's where, get this, ancient scrolls and like glowing digital archives, they're all together.
It's a testament to their belief in the continuity of knowledge, the past informing the present.
Imagine like walking through these stacks of old books, smelling that old parchment.
The scent of history, literally.
Exactly. And then suddenly, bam! You see these glowing tablets filled with who knows what kind of wisdom. It's like something straight out of a movie.
It makes you wonder if they have digital librarians too, or...
Oh, they do. But get this, they can summon entire archives with like just a gesture.
Wow. That's incredible. Their knowledge is literally at their fingertips.
And to protect all this knowledge, they have mechanical falcons.
Mechanical falcon.
Yeah, like these bronze birds that patrol the library, keep everything safe.
Such a striking image. The falcon, this symbol of vigilance, guarding their collective wisdom.
It puts our security cameras to shame, doesn't it? But here's where it gets really wild. This fusion of old and new. It's not just about cool gadgets. It even shows up in their spiritual practices.
Oh, absolutely. Zaman reminds us that technological innovation doesn't have to come at the expense of tradition and faith. In fact, the two can complement each other beautifully.
So get this, they're mosques and temples, right? They're also power stations.
Wait, really? How does that even work?
Well, they've incorporated like solar panels into the mosaics and stuff. The energy they capture, it gets stored in these newer cells, which, by the way, look like old lamps.
That's incredible. They've managed to seamlessly blend sustainability with their aesthetic traditions.
I know, right? It's genius. And it doesn't stop there. They also have these things called beta prayer beads.
Data prayer beads. I've never heard of those before.
Yeah, so before you picture some techie rosary, imagine this. These beads, right? They are connected to this central system that lets religious leaders monitor the well-being of their community.
Wow, so it's like a combination of social work and data analysis, all
Yeah.
powered by something that looks like a traditional artifact.
Exactly. They even use tech to enhance their spiritual practices. Okay, ready for this? Transportation. It's insane. We're talking time caravans.
Time caravan. Are we talking actual time travel here?
You bet. Imagine these traditional caravans, but decked out with crazy advanced tech. They might even be able to bend time.
Time travel. I mean, it's a concept that's fascinated humans for centuries. It makes you wonder, what would Zaman do with that kind of power?
Right. It's like Doctor Who, but with a Zamanian twist. And it's not all time travel, though. They've also got these things called desert skiffs. Imagine a sleek Berber ship, but powered by a fusion engine.
It's like they've taken the romance and adventure of their historical modes of transportation and given them a futuristic upgrade.
It really makes you think, they've got time travel, right? But they still appreciate the classic designs.
It's that blend of respecting their heritage while embracing innovation. It's fascinating.
Totally. But let's talk about the people of Zaman for a minute. How do they handle this mix of old and new in their everyday lives,
That's what makes Zaman so intriguing. It's not just about the technology, it's how it's integrated into their culture, their values, their everyday routines.
Okay, for instance, elders in Zaman, they carry these shepherd staffs, right? But they're not just for support. They've got sensors, drones, the whole shebang.
Wow, so it's like a symbol of their wisdom and experience, but also a tool that keeps them connected and safe.
Right. And for the younger generation, they've got veil comms.
Veil comms, that sounds intriguing.
Imagine a veil, right? But it can project your voice, give you access to this whole digital world, all while still being this beautiful traditional garment.
It really challenges our assumptions about technology, doesn't
Yeah.
it? In Zaman, it's not separate from their culture. It's an extension of it.
It makes you wonder, what if we could embrace progress without tossing out the past? What if instead of replacing, we found ways to blend, to create something even more, I don't know, richer?
Zaman offers a glimpse into that possibility. A future where technology enhances our traditions rather than erasing them, where progress and heritage go hand in hand.
It really is a fascinating look at what could be. So as you go about your day, think about this. What would it be like to build a world where our past isn't just something we remember, but something we actively, weave into our present, just like they do in Zaman? That's something to think about. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.